Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation 4 and 5, homebrew news, and much, much more. So today, I wanted to take a system that was running 9.04 and actually apply the BD-JB jailbreak. So one thing I have noticed over the last little bit since the Flow 0 has released BD-JB, I've seen it running on a number of different systems, from 9.00 firmware for the PlayStation 4 all the way to 4.03 for the PlayStation 5. But I haven't seen this actually being ran on a 9.04 system. So what did I decide to do? Well, I decided to pull a 9.04 system that I had and go ahead and make a copy of the BD-JB V2 and go ahead and give it a shot and see what results that I get back, and also kind of explore the file system a little bit more versus what I've seen in just a few photos. So one thing that I did want to address was that a lot of folks have been talking about using verbatim as a Blu-ray writer, as well as using verbatim BDRW disk. And I just wanted to say that you don't have to use that brand. And so when I was looking for a Blu-ray writer, I found this one right here by LG. This one is a little bit less expensive than the verbatim brand, but it had availability, which meant I would be able to get it a little bit quicker. Right now, with the verbatim writers as well as the disc, the prices went up just a little bit, as well as the shipping times, at least in the United States. So I wanted to give you a quick look at what is inside of the package for the LG Ultra Slim Portable Blu-ray writer. So here we go. As you can see, there's nothing really fancy about this. There is what's on the back of it in case you want to pause the video and make sure your computer meets the requirement. There is the serial number in case you want to look this up and get the same exact one that I've got. Let's go ahead and open it up. You can see here it's just standard micro USB cable that comes with it. And one other thing to note is that since this is an ultra slim writer, then it does need 2 USB connections in order to power it up. Also inside of the box is obviously the writer itself. And there is what it looks like once you open it up. And it's just a standard writer, very thin though. And here is the back in case you want to look up the product codes or see when yours was manufactured. Mine was in February 2022. I know that this brand of writer has been around for a little while, so you may have an earlier version of it. It still should be totally fine to use and to work with. And then finally, the last thing that was in the box was just simply this DVD and some instructions. The DVD itself was for this media package. So it says the most complete collection of award-winning multimedia software. So that is what came with it. I have not used this disc because obviously the only real thing that I wanted to do was to burn the BD-JB ISO image. And so for the disc that I bought this pack of Smart Buy BD-RE disc. Now again, you don't have to buy the verbatim, and you can buy just BD-Rs if you would like to. Obviously, with the RE model, you will be able to rewrite on it multiple times. You might as well also go ahead and pick up a pack of jewel cases for this. And as you can see, I just kind of made a label and slapped it on top of the case, and that is what I am currently using today. Next up, for all of the different images that you will be using, I have a GitHub repo located just right here with all of the different types of ISO images as well as some of the payloads, or well, all of the payloads. There is a description that I have placed down into the GitHub in case you want to read that and learn a little bit more. But for this video today, I am using the version 2 of the BD-JB, as well as I am using the version 2 of the FTP payload that was released. The other thing that you will need is obviously going to be Imgburn. So once you click on this image right here, you can simply go to download and then select a mirror and it will begin downloading. And then once you get this installed, you will select the option here to write an image file to the disk. And here is where you would select that ISO image that I just mentioned. And then the only other thing that you would need to do would be just to write the image to the file. Okay, so what I am going to do first off is I'm just going to go over to settings and let's go down here to the system, then system information, and there you go. It is 9.04. So that's the system we will be working with here today. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I am going to insert the Blu-ray disc. As you can see up in the very top, that icon is spinning. Okay, and now it says Blu-ray disc. And it says here, cannot start the application. You must turn on settings, system, and then enable HDCP. So I have not seen that, at least in some other videos of people running this on 9.00. So I don't know if this is just something they already had turned on, but for myself, I am going to have to use this device that I bought a while back in order to bypass that HDCP protection. But before I do that, let's go ahead and turn that on in our system settings. And then we're going to go down to system. Okay, so now enable HDCP is turned on. And let's go ahead now and let's try to run the BD-JB Blu-ray disk. Okay, so first off, it is asking us if we want to allow an internet connection for BD Live. It is fine to do this. We'll just go ahead and select yes here. It really doesn't matter. And we should just have a blank screen, and that is exactly what we have right now. So at this point, the BD-JB has been injected on my PlayStation 4 9.04 system. Now we need to connect to this PS4 in order to send the FTP payload, as well as connect to it for the FTP, which will be the final step. The first thing we do need to know, though, is our IP address of the PlayStation 4 that's connected to the network. We can get that a couple of different ways. The easiest being heading over to settings and then go to network, making sure that this is toggled on, and then going down to view connection status, and then you will see the IP address. Ours is going to be 10.0.0.56. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll start the Blu-ray disc again, and we are going to switch over to our PC. Okay, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is to make sure you have in your IP address, as I have went ahead and punched in ours, as well as the port is going to be 9019. Once that's complete, press where it says connect here and give it just a second or so. Okay, if you see it being grayed out as what you're seeing right here, then that means it has connected successfully. Okay, so now we need to go to the Browse Payload, and I just selected FTP-v2.bin. And again, you can go to my GitHub, which I will link into the description below in order to download this file, as well as a bunch of other files relating to the BD-JB. And now we're just going to simply press send payload. So now it says the payload has been sent. And over on our PlayStation 4, we should see a notification pop through. And there it is, PS4 listening on 10.0.0.56.1337. Okay, so now we know what to punch into FileZilla. So let's go ahead and load up FileZilla, which is basically just an FTP client that I use that's completely free. So up here in the top for host, I have put in that IP address. I do not have a username nor a password. And for the port, I have 1337. So I'm going to go ahead now and press the Quick Connect button. And there we go. It does say that we are logged in. So now I wanted to just explore with you the file system that we have access to right now with this current exploit. Okay, so let's start with app 0. So app 0 is the application that is running right now on the PlayStation 4. In this instance, it's actually the Blu-ray player itself. Looks like there is a jar file that's inside of that. Looks like there is also a player core.elf, another player core. There is cap sound, DVD, and then some other additional libraries. Okay, and here are the assets. It looks like there is nothing actually in that folder. And then just the Sony Computer Entertainment info files. Let's go into AV. So AV, and I believe I do know what this is. I believe this is the screenshots that the system takes automatically, when you do things such as get an achievement. So let's go ahead and let's open one of these. And that is exactly what it is. As you can see right here, this console was actually a pre-owned console. So I'm not familiar with who owned it or what their names were, but it's pretty interesting that now you could potentially just get a 904 system and be able to access anybody and everybody's achievements that they've done on the console themselves. We'll see. We'll try maybe one more game. And so there it is. Yep. It's just another person that was on the console. Let's see, it also makes thumbnails. And so here you can see there is photo, video, and there is something in here. Let's see what this one is. Okay, so that's just another file, another image. And let's see, let's go back up. And we'll go into dev folder here. And so there is FD, is that floppy disk? Then there's USB. And what else is in here? Okay, so just a number of different files. It says console is in there. Disk, now this, at this point I hear the disk spinning up over here. So this is obviously reading what is on the disk itself. We're going to go to download 0. And I wonder if this is files that it was currently downloading. I'm not sure. There is another one in here. So React Native, that's kind of interesting. There is also a VSH auto update. So let's see what's on this text file here. Okay, so nothing really. And it looks like while we're in here, let's grab this MP4 file. And then let's go ahead and play that and see what that is. It says, what is share? Okay, so this is basically just detailing a feature. And let's see what else that we have in here. I think we're just about finished. system temp. Then there is another just temp folder. And then there is this final directory here, but it looks like we are locked out of all of these files, or at least that one. We can get one of the certs, a bunch of different fonts that is being used. Libraries. MMS. Yeah, we can access some of these. The ones that you don't see me go into, that definitely means we did not have access. All right. Okay. Another dictionary there. And WebKit. Okay, that had nothing in it. Okay, so again, this is very much in the exploration phase, and definitely something that I just wanted to try on a 9.04 system. But it is very cool that at least I could take a stock PlayStation 4 on 9.03 or 9.04 and be able to FTP in and read that file system just by burning a Blu-ray disc. So I think that is really awesome. Again, we're just in the early stages. More awesomeness will be coming out very, very, very soon. So go ahead, enjoy Elden Ring or Sifu or WWE 2K22. And just have a great time playing those games. All right. Well, I'll talk to you on the next one. Michael, out.